Hello everybody, welcome back to more Saya no Uta, or the Song of Saya. I prefer that name. So last episode we were met with a lot of things. Apparently, the food that our main protagonist here, the what was his name? Fukihato, something like that. I don't know. His name is so forgettable. Anyway, the protagonist, he can't eat normal food because his brain's all jumbled up. But apparently, he can eat a certain food that Saya can eat as well because, well, she's not human. She's a parasite or whatever, a blob, maybe a slime blob. I really don't know. We haven't been revealed to that yet. But yeah, he now takes a feast of human or mainly meaty flesh. And we were met with that yesterday. Not yesterday. Well, anyways. In the last video, it was quite shocking. Disgusting. I didn't enjoy it. Especially having to read it and listen to it and everything. Disgusting. And of course, who that was that he ate, well, he doesn't know that he ate, was Omi, the girlfriend of Koji. His, well, I guess past tense friend, I guess. But yeah, fun stuff. I hope he learns about that. And yeah. And then we met some new characters as well, who are apparently the neighbors. And why were we met with the neighbors? Well, my guess is because, well, dinner's up. They're going to be our next din-din, I feel like. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue with the neighbors. 2 o'clock. For Suzumi Yosuke, this is the most fulfilling time of day. After seeing his wife and daughter off, taking care of the morning chores, and eating a leisurely lunch, ooh la la, it's finally time to sit down at his easel. He's not a particularly popular painter, and he would only hold an exhibition if he were hurting for money. I thought you had to go, like, I thought it was like a long chore to get an exhibit for, you know, your artwork and whatever. However, the design work he does on the side ensures that there's always enough to support his lifestyle. Alongside the salary his wife earns working for a magazine, they are able to pay their mortgage, send their daughter to school, and still have plenty left over. Good stuff. Oh, what the hell? My eyes just shifted to the wall, to the one on the wall in the corner. That at first, that looked creepy, but no, it's just a distortion of fruit on a table or something. It's weird. Maybe I can see better if I do this. Oh yeah, it is. The table or whatever it's on is like distorted. While I think that's like apples or something like that. Weird. Okay. Yosuke's life is perfect. Leisurely and absent of want. He loves his house, considering it was a symbol of his success. When he mows the lawn, polishes the windows and floors, and cleans the kitchen, toilet, and bath, he feels the same joy as he does when washing his own body. That's weird. That's a little weird. Just as he knows the length of his fingernails and the time since his last meal, he also knows everything about his home's condition, the status of every door, the freshness of every flower, the amount of ice in the ice tray, every last detail. This guy's a freak. This is his pride, and when he sits in his studio, smelling the turpentine and knowing that each element of his house is in perfect order, he feels the ultimate satisfaction. Okay. While trying to find a right combination of paints on his palette, he suddenly feels thirsty, but soon remembers that there isn't much orange juice left in the refrigerator. I don't know why this is... This is such a weird thing, man. I don't know why this is in the story, but... I'm guessing they're trying to, like, mellow us out, and then a big shocking scene will suddenly pop up and shock everyone to its core. Maybe? That's the gist that I'm getting. The feelings. Anyways. In fact, it's about time to stock up on bath additives and powdered soap. What the fuck? Powdered soap? He could get everything at the supermarket when he goes to shop for dinner, but it will probably be quite heavy. Oh, is he going on a trip? Hello? Game? Game? Okay. Ooh, I panicked. Now then, where should I leave off to go shopping? As he ponders this dilemma, he heads towards the downstairs to the kitchen. Just then, a breath of air tickles the back of his neck, bringing him to a halt in the middle of the hallway. The front door's open when it should be locked, and someone's inside, and guess who it is? Saya. Prediction locked. Time for din-din! A breeze. Impossible. Every window in the house is closed. Yosuke shut them himself during his morning cleaning. Oh, it's a window that's open. Oh, well, well. Yosuke enters the living room, searching for the source of the breeze. Something stinks. It's the same pungent smell of fetid swampland that emanates from the Sakisaka house. The window facing the yard and next door is open, its curtains billowing loosely in the gentle breeze. There's a hole in the glass next to the lock. Wouldn't you be able to hear the... Well, actually, it doesn't say it was broken into. It just says there's a hole in the glass. Like it was melted by some chemical instead of broken. Oh, interesting. Someone must have reached through the hole to unlock the window. Yosuke stands paralyzed, his heart pounding with anger and fear. He listens not closely, but kind of, sort of. He listens carefully, but hears nothing. Perhaps the intruder has already finished his business and left. But the burglar wouldn't have left the room untouched, would he? True, I don't see anything missing, especially that big TV in the back. Maybe he heard Yosuke coming and hid somewhere nearby. Yosuke realizes that his still wet palette knife is in his right hand. He must have forgotten to put it aside before going downstairs. Weapon, good. Although it's not really sharp, is it? He stares numbly, at the knife for a moment, then decides that it's not enough protection. Clearly not. Instead, he grabs the ashtray sitting on top of the table. I don't think that's any better. Made of thick, solid glass, it is big and heavy enough to serve as a weapon. I guess it is, yeah, alright. The home that he thought as a part of himself now seems utterly alien. Keenly aware of the thumping of his heart, Yosuke looks around the living room and sees little that could be used as a hiding place. The intruder must have gone either to the guest room or through the dining room to the kitchen. The kitchen is close to the stairs. If there had been movement, Yosuke would have noticed it when he came down, which means that the guest room is the most likely place to hide. He shuffles over to the guest room door and prepares to slide it open. But what is that stench? Could the breeze alone carry something so foul? It's as if the odor is coming from inside the room. He readies his ashtray and throws open the door. The straw-matted Japanese-style room is empty. There is a closet, but no one could fit in there. So the intruder already left. Yosuke relaxes, the exhaustion of sudden relief coming over him. And that is when something seizes his ankles, and here we go. The instant he freezes in shock, his leg is yanked out from under him, sending him crashing to the floor. Stars explode behind his eyes as his head smacks against the door rail. Oof. Yikes. That's gotta hurt. The hand, if it can even be called that, wrapped around Yosuke's ankle extends all the way back to beneath the living room sofa. There are barely 5 centimeters between the sofa and the floor. Whatever is hiding there, it can't possibly be human. Okay, so it's basically a slime. Like a slime blob. This Saya character. Okay. Interesting. I thought it would have like a more solid form. Alright. Before the screaming Yosuke can regain his footing, countless hand-like appendages seize his arms and legs, rendering him helpless. Calm down, don't be scared. As the hideous voice burbles in his ear, something cold and soft crawls on top of him. Yosuke can't even scream, his terror is so great. It won't hurt. Don't be scared, it won't hurt. Then tube-like appendages penetrate his ears and nose, wriggling deep into his skull. Right before the sensation drives him mad, Yosuke loses consciousness. So I was right that they were next to be up for dinners, and I was wrong about the type of parasite that she was. I guess you can still claim that slimes or blobs of that nature are parasites, depending, I guess. But, yeah, interesting. Huh. I got soda today. Look goody. No water for me. Thank you for taking the time to see us, Koji says, his humble bow concealing his surprise at the doctor's youth. Even without her light makeup, she wouldn't look a day over 30. He must be quite talented to be a leading neurosurgeon at such a young age. Hello. Say what? No, she's a bitch. Don't mention it, I was hoping somebody like you would come along. Her friendly smile has none of the coldness one might expect from her sharp, refined beauty. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Tambo. Sakisaka's Fuminori's... Oh, that's his name, that's right. Fuminori, okay. Attending physician. I'm Fuminori's friend, Tono Koji. This is Tsukaba Yo. Yo gives a quick bow, her expression apologetic. When they arrived at the T University Medical Center and asked to see Fuminori's doctor, Koji and Yo had been prepared for rejection. They hadn't expected the ease with which the request was granted. You say you want to know what's wrong with him? Well, so do I. I'm sorry? He didn't come in for his checkup 2 days ago. I tried calling his home, but there was no answer. 2 days ago, the same day Fuminori was searching that abandoned house. Koji frowned, wondering what was important enough for him to blow off his appointment. What is he like at school? He is totally messed up. Seeing Yo's shoulders jerk out of the corner of his eye, Koji regrets not choosing his words more carefully. Since the accident, he's been more like a completely different person. We have no idea what to do, so we thought that talking to you might help. Are you medical students too? He asks out of nowhere. Huh? Well, yes. Would you like to see his chart? Isn't that a big no-no? They're not doctors. I mean, sure, they're going to school to become doctors or nurses someday, but I mean, they're still in school, man. They're still civilians. They're not working at the hospital. You can't just... Oh, fuck it. Yeah, sure, break the confidentiality. Go ahead, go. You'd really show it to us? Koji replies, incredulous. Dr. Tombo regards him silently for a moment, then sighs and says, someone wanted to see it, and without the hospital's permission... Wait, what? Hold on. Let me reread that again. What the fuck? Someone wanted to see it, and without the permission from the hospital. Someone besides these two and the one in question, Fuminori? Who? Files were stolen from the... Oh. Okay, she's talking about that. Okay, never mind. Just continue the goddamn thing, Sinikle, and you'll get your answer. Shut up. Alright. What? She stares hard at the astonished students, then shakes her head with a tired smile. She was just then suspecting that they were the ones who came in and stole the stuff, but I guess she shook her head and rejected that notion? Well, it doesn't look like you two are involved. That's a relief. Of course we aren't. However, the culprit must have had an interest in his condition, or wanted to erase his records. Either way, I can only assume that it was someone close to him. You're right. Whether they want to actually help him or not is still the question. I see. An ominous thought flashes through Koji's mind. It couldn't have been Fuminori himself, could it? Koji looks at Dr. Tombo and finds her staring right back at him. Her expression grave. He realizes that she must be harboring the same suspicion. What do you think? Do you have any idea who might have done it? Perhaps Dr. Tombo Perhaps Dr. Tombo didn't have anyone in mind when she asked, but Koji's thoughts immediately fly to that eerie house to which Fuminori led him to. I don't really know what their relationship is, but there's someone called Ogwai? Probably a doctor or a... Koji stops speaking as he sees the dramatic change that has come across Dr. Tombo's expression. You know this Dr. Ogwai? Do you know when and where Fuminori met that man? No, that's what I like to know. Just who is this Ogwai? After remaining silent for some time, Dr. Tombo looses a heavy sigh. Alright, it's not like you couldn't find out on your own. Ogwai Masahiko was a doctor teaching at this hospital. Okay. So he didn't experiment on him? He was dismissed over 6 months ago, however, following certain incidents. Which were what? What incidents? What did he do? I can't say anymore. And anyways, It has nothing to do with your friend. I hardly doubt that. Koji has no argument with which to answer Dr. Tombo's flat rejection. However, he can't shake the feeling that this Ogwai person is the key to unraveling the mystery surrounding Fuminori. Doctor, he says, making up his mind. Fuminori might be involved in the crime. At this sudden declaration, both Yo and Dr. Tombo raise their eyebrows. What do you mean? A friend of ours went missing after going to see him. Fuminori denies any involvement, of course. You mean Omi? Koji is unable to bear the shock in Yo's voice. Sorry, Tsukaba. I couldn't tell you. Dr. Tombo is frowning, her expression even more serious than before. Right now, this Ogwai seems to be the center of Fuminori's attention. If we know who he is and what Fuminori is looking for, we might start to see the whole picture. Please tell us, Doctor. Just what happened at this hospital? Dr. Tombo hesitates for some time, refusing to make eye contact. But she finally shakes her head. I'm sorry. This is not a decision I can make on my own. Doctor, give me some time. I'll do my own investigating now that I know how far this has gone. Oh boy. I don't like the sound of that. Please. Koji is out of options. All that's left is to trust this young doctor. It's frustrating, but a friend's rights only go so far. Let's exchange cell phone numbers. I'll call you if I hear or learn anything, and you can call me the moment anything changes. Alright. Alright then. Well, there we go. Although I doubt anything's going to come up. Game. Okay. You know, I would really like the indication that I had to click. It just goes to a black screen and I see nothing that indicates, like, in order to continue, you must click the button. Okay. Just left me hanging, of course. What happened to me? Yosuke's awareness returns slowly, as though rising from a bog. Oh, he's not dead? Oh no. Please don't tell me. It's worse. Oh god, it's worse. She's gonna use these people as experimentations. Oh fuck. He's cold. No, hot. Something itches, like tepid tongues and cold slugs crawling over his skin. Ugh. What the hell's going on? Timidly, he opens his eyes. I would not do that. Yep, okay. No, nope. Nope. Yep, I knew it. He's experimenting. Oh, shit, man. She is. Excuse me. Not he. Okay. Why, though? Why is she doing this? In order to figure out how to reverse it so she can reverse Fuminori's thing? Or is she just trying to make more people the same way Fuminori is? I don't know. Okay. What? It's everywhere. The thing that attacked him in the living room, it's everywhere. Terror shatters Yosuke's sanity. He throws off the thing lying on top of him. but his wild flailing sends him crashing to the floor. But is it really the floor? The long, wriggling fibers of what should be the carpet are winding themselves around his fingers. The floor is made of worms. Ugh. He tears his limbs free of the worms and tries to stand, but loses his balance and tumbles to the floor again. The worms immediately swarm over his body. What the fuck? Where am I? Where did that thing take me? Yosuke crawls across the worm-ridden floor towards the only exit from the pulsating room. When he gets outside, however, all he can see is blood, bile, and rotten meat. There's no place to run. What is this? Most terrifying of all, this hellish place has the same layout as Yosuke's house. In a half-mad daze, he wanders through the nightmarish mockery of his home. In the small room where his studio should be, he finds an easel made of bones displaying a blood-soaked canvas. Like some cruel joke, everything is exactly where it would be in Yosuke's studio. Damn it! Let me out! Let me out of here! Howling, Yosuke lashes out against everything within reach. The easel of bone shatters, driving splinters into his fist. He feels the pain, but does not wake from the nightmare. If this isn't a dream, then what is it? Hell on Earth. When his strength gives out, Yosuke falls to his knees, sobbing. For the first time in his life, he prays. Oh shit. The sound of the door opening and closing grates on his ears. Downstairs, the front door. Is someone else home? We are home. Yosuke trembles at the blood-curdling sound. It's that thing again. The monster has returned. Oh no. No, it's not. It's your family, man. Don't do anything, please. Daddy, we're home. Where's dinner? Oh, he's not here? Did he go shopping? When can we eat? Oh no. Oh no. Where's Saya in all this? Is she just observing his behavior? My gosh, she's a freaking monster, man. What the hell's wrong with her, man? Alright. Yosuke hears the sound of something slimy slothing its way up the stairs. Even as he cowers in terror, he slides his trembling hand across the floor to grab one of the bones from the broken easel. The tip of the bone is nice and sharp. If he holds it... Sorry, I don't know why I'm having trouble here. If he holds it in both hands, there we go, and puts his weight behind it, he might be able to use it to defend himself. Honey, are you home? The monster's growls are getting closer. Holding his breath, Yosuke presses his back against the wall next to the door. The pounding of his heart is like thundering in his ears, so loud that he fears the creature might hear it. He knows it will eat him if it finds him again, but it's all he can do to keep from crying. At last, the door creaks open. Honey? Yosuke leaps on the creature as it enters, fear turning his roar into a high-pitched scream. The flesh beast is covered in sludge and vile juices, but before horror can paralyze him, Yosuke brings his bone stake stabbing down. The monster screams as the stake pierces its chest and punches through to the other side. Oof, through and through. It falls back, writhing in agony. The sight of its pain sets Yosuke's blood on fire. I can win. I can kill it. If I finish it off before it enters my head again, I'm safe. Yosuke grabs the bone and twists with all his might. The monster convulses and gurgles, its trembling tentacles reaching up as though begging for help. Die, die, die! Yosuke knocks it to the floor, then brings his heel crashing down on its flopping body again and again. With each stomp, its groans and spasms grow weaker. When the monster at last stops twitching, Yosuke, panting hard, tears the stake from its corpse and rises to his feet. A champion. But, unbeknownst to him, also, wife murderer. Daddy? Something squeals. Yosuke turns around to see another, smaller monster peeking out at him from the stair landing. I think my game froze. Nope. Okay, that was weird. Okay, that was weird. There's still one left. His desperate, rage-filled attack both accelerated him and gave him a taste for violence. This one will be easier. It's smaller and weaker. Grinning maniacally, Yosuke rises his stake and moves towards the second creature. The monster flees, screaming down the stairs. Not about to let his prey escape, Yosuke roars and gives chase. The thought that killing the monsters might end this nightmare feeds his savage bloodlust. No, Daddy, no! That's fucked up, man. That's just fucked up. Alright. Let's up the performance a little bit here. When the monster trips and falls in the dining room, Yosuke leaps on top of it and brings the stake crashing down, his bloodlust unsated. He pulls it free, then drives it again and again into the monster's flesh, once, twice, 3 times and more, until there's nothing left but shredded, pulverized meat. Eventually, the only sound in the house is Yosuke's heavy breathing. He has slain 2 monsters, but the nightmare shows no signs of ending. Yosuke staggers to the front door and goes outside. Oh boy! Okay. The sky, the city, everything has gone mad. Twisted shapes, nauseating colors, stinking air. There's no escape, no end to the nightmares. The last remnant of Yosuke's sanity vanishes like dust in the wind. She is so fucking evil. Holy shit. Alright. Hi, mister. Yosuke turns around at the sound of the girl's voice. He is standing in front of the house next door, wearing a spotless one piece over her pure white skin. In the mists of this filth-ridden world, she alone glows with beauty. How do I look to you, mister? Okay, that's not something you should say in this situation. Kinda creepy. I'm not gonna repeat that. Yeah, you can read it yourselves. I'm uncomfortable. Where is this headed? I'm gonna save. And I might have to skip this part. No, I don't want to quit. There we go. Let's save over this one. And I'll be right back, because I might have to do a skipperoo. Alright. So, we are back. What just transpired, I am definitely not adding into the video. Because it touches on a very bad subject that I absolutely despise, and I'm not gonna... No. If you want to find out what happens, buy the game yourself. Alright? Cool. As always, the lights of the city grate on my nerves. Today, however, I don't feel as much hatred as I usually do. I have grown more accustomed to my condition, but that is not the reason for today's high spirits. My search of the Ogwai house has finally borne fruit. When I pulled all the drawers out of the desk in the study, I found an envelope stuck between the desk and the wall. It must have fallen off the back of the writing tray. Inside were 3 outdoor photographs. I couldn't recognize the scenery due to my condition, but I'm pretty sure that they show 3 buildings. Scrawled on the back of each photo was an address. Okay, Nagano Prefecture, M Village, Tochigi Prefecture, S Town. S Town? What the fuck? Shizuoka Prefecture, H Town. None of the names is familiar, so they must be way out in the countryside. The photos are all dated more than 10 years ago. I don't know why they were taken or what they mean, but maybe Saya will be able to make some sense of them. In any case, this is something that even Saya missed while she was living in that house. I wonder how she will react when I show her what I found. Saya. I want so badly to see her. The thought of her waiting for me speeds my footsteps. When I step through the gate, I see that the front door is wide open again. This is the second time this has happened. Upon entering the house this time, however, the sound of Saya crying chills my blood. And it's not just her. I also hear a low, wet grunting. There's no time to take off my shoes. I race down the hallway, propelled by a terrifying premonition. The monster is in my house and it's attacking Saya. The filth oozing from its body spreads across her skin as it moves with animal ferocity. She looks at me with tear-filled eyes and calls my own but Fuminori help. Rage erupts inside me with black lava. The monster stops gorging himself on Saya's body and turns its head to look at me. Surprised by my own composure, I slip past it and grab the meat cleaver sitting next to the sink. Without a moment's hesitation, I flash at the monster's face. That's a weird looking knife. Huh. Alright then. It screams and staggers away from Saya. My attack must have blinded it, because it flails its tentacles wildly as it tries to drive me away. My bloodlust still unsated, I calmly seize one of its appendages and plunge my weapon twice more into its quivering flesh. Yeah. The blade enters its body with fascinating ease. Each strike sprays my face with its blood. As I carve the monster to pieces and savor its hideous screams, my mind is finally consumed by rage. No mercy. I'll see this monster suffer for what it's done to Saya. I give myself to the fury, howling at the top of my lungs as I slash and slash and slash and slash again. Even after the flesh beast stops moving, I keep slashing until I realize that it can no longer feel pain. Cursing myself for killing it so quickly, I stab the cleaver into the floor, snapping it in half. Oh my. When my thoughts finally begin to regain some cohesion, I find myself still digging the broken knife into the floor. The monster is gone, but pieces of it are scattered everywhere. I stop cutting into the tile, and in this sudden silence I hear Saya's faint sobs coming from a corner of the kitchen.
Saya.
I pull the cowering Saya into my arms. She stiffens in fear at first, but as soon as she realizes that it's me, she clings to my body and cries. I don't know what to say. I can only keep holding her. It should have never have happened to Saya. Everything in this twisted world is to blame, yes, including myself. I couldn't protect her. If I had been here, then maybe I could have prevented this. I'm sorry, she says again and again in a voice choked with tears. Not wanting to hear that from her, I pull her head into my chest. Don't say that, Saya. It's not your fault. I try to reassure her, but she shakes her head vigorously in denial. No, it is. I did it. I don't understand. What is she saying? You did what? I messed with his brain, she answers, glancing at the dismembered monster with her swollen eyes. I made the inside of his head the same as yours. I made him see the world like you do. It takes me some time to understand the meaning of Saya's words. What? But how? Finally regaining her composure, Saya responds to my confusion in a low voice. I can do stuff like that. I can change the bodies of other living things. I've had this ability since I was born. Every organism is different, so I have to study them in detail before I know how to change them. Huh. By doing some research, I figured out what happened to your brain. So I wanted to see if I could do the same thing to someone else. But why? I thought that if everyone were like you, they would all be kind to me. So she didn't do it for, well, she could be lying for one, but maybe not. But she did that just because she's lonely? Huh. My heart aches at the loneliness in her voice as she confesses her sorrowful wish. But that man, he wasn't kind at all. Well, no shit. He gone mad because of the sudden, drastic change in what happened, and he thought everyone around him, his wife and children, were monsters that did that to him. Of course he would freak out and lose all sensibility of being a human. Yeah, well, whatever. He said he wanted to hurt me, break me, and he starts crying into my chest again, unable to say any more. I gently rub her back while trying to get my jumbled thoughts together. What is Saya? That she can do such a thing? The answer is beyond me. However, there is one thing that I can answer, here and now. Saya is mistaken. You think that I'm kind to you because of the accident? Yeah, she nods sadly. I smile and shake my head. You are wrong. That was only the beginning. Our relationship is the sum of so much more. The time you and I have spent together, those days, those experiences, are what made us what we are. You have been there for me, Saya, sharing my pain, giving me hope and joy. That's how you became so important to me. See? It's harder than you think. Saya is still crying, but now her tears feel warm against my chest. Yeah, I understand. I finally understand. Her smile shines through her tears. I only have you, Fuminori. There will never be anyone else. Now more than ever before, I feel the depth of the bond between us, and I'm sure that Saya feels it too. I wrap my arms tightly around her and seal her lips with mine. Saya responds, winding her arms around my neck as our tongues desperately seek each other's warmth. Borderline, man. Borderline. At this moment, Saya is my whole world, and I am hers. The earth turns for us alone. Of course, I still haven't told her something very important. I don't know why I've never said it before, perhaps because it was always so obvious. However, I should put it into words at least once, this oath of mine.
Oh yeah? Are you gonna say those 3 magic words? Oh my.
Wait! She stops me with a finger against my lips. This is stupid, man. This is so sappy. Before that, Fuminori, tell me one thing. What do you want? What do I want? Saya nods, staring into my eyes with unusual solemnity. Like I said, I can affect the bodies of living things in a way that nothing else can. Oh. Is she asking if he wants to return to normal? Or stay as things are, which means... Well, returning to normal means she disappears, basically, right? He'll actually see her for what she actually is or something. Or whatever. Or... Option B is, well, everything's still looking grotesque. You know, eat human flesh, it tastes good to him. And, yeah, whatever. And now that I've learned how to manipulate human brains, Saya pauses and takes a deep breath before continuing. I can turn you back to normal. What? Until now, that hasn't even been in the realm of possibility. I just have to do the opposite of what I did to that man. It's really simple. I replay Saya's words in my head to be sure of their meaning. So tell me, Fuminori, do you want to return to your old life? Do you want to take back what you lost in the accident? Oh, shit. First choice. I want it all back. Don't need it anymore. Obviously, I'm guessing one leads to an end, one continues the story. So let's, save. Wait, what? Oh, quick save, whoops. Wrong option. Wait, no. Wait, I'm confused. Wait, what? What? Quick save memory file, no. Wait, where did all my saves go? Wait, hold on. Where did my saves go? Hello? What the fuck? I had, like, up to 5 saves. And now it's saying I only have, well, 1, but 2. Huh. And it's when I go open save load menu, it still says quick save. My game broke? Oh, that's great. That's perfect. Great. Okay. Well. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Yeah, wait, what the fuck? What? What? Okay. Yeah. So it did bring me to a quick save for some reason. Does that happen when you want to save during a choice? It automatically just brings you to quick save? That's a stupid feature. Alright, well, whatever. I mean, why then give you 30 save points? Well, more than that, actually. 120. Why give 120 if during choices it automatically brings you the quick save? That's so stupid. That's a stupid feature. Anyways, I want it all back. Of course, I answer without thinking. If it's possible to go back, then I want to, I think. I never wondered if there could be any other answer. I stopped dwelling on this question a long time ago. And if I'd been asked before I met Saya, I wouldn't have hesitated. But what about now? What does it mean to wish for the past? And what could it do to me and Saya? As soon as these questions occur to me, my true feelings become unclear. The hurried answer I just gave her was less certain than I thought. Oh. Yeah, of course you would. Saya smiles softly, her expression an unreadable mixture of what seems to be sorrow and relief. Seeing it fills me with sudden unease, as though I've just wounded her deeply with my careless words. Hey, Saya, It's okay, Fuminori. Don't say anymore. Saya silences me with another kiss and thrusts her tongue into my mouth with even greater passion than before. As the sweet softness of her tongue clouds my mind, I begin to feel an urgent need to say what she prevented me from saying, to speak those most important words. I can't speak for some reason. My mind is hazy. My consciousness is slipping away as the euphoria from her kiss spreads to my entire body. Sleep well, Fuminori. I hear Saya whisper softly from far away. Don't worry, when you wake up, it will all be over. Return to normal! Yay! Story's over. I'm done. Nah. We gotta continue until the end. Easy peasy. Hello? Game? Wait. I have to tell you something before I sleep. Just one thing. My efforts are meaningless, however, as Oblivion calls me into its embrace. Ooh. Oblivion? Embrace? Oh. Oh, that's a lot of blood. Oh, God. When I awoke, the first thing that greeted me was a horrible stink. Mr. Suzumi's body was covered in flies, and I could smell the rotten stench that you would expect from a corpse. The night had ended, but Saya was nowhere to be seen in the morning light. Aside from the blood-covered floor, the kitchen looked the same as it had before the accident. In the den, however, the colors that had been so soothing the day before now served as a stark reminder of what a distant world I'd been living in. Yeah. Despite knowing that it would be futile, I wandered the house searching for Saya. For almost an hour, I tried in vain to deny Did I just speak words? For almost an hour, I tried in vain to deny reality. There we go. Then I called the police. When the operator answered, I couldn't stop myself from crying. It had been such a long time since I'd heard a human voice other than Saya's. As became clear later, Mr. Suzumi had murdered his family before I killed him. Unable to give the police a satisfactory explanation, I was arrested for all 3 murders, And when they found the remains of Takahata Omi in my house, a fourth was added to the charges. During my interrogation, I told them everything exactly as it had happened, in every detail. The detectives didn't believe me, of course, but the doctor who came later did. He had me moved from the jail to a much cleaner white room. He got placed into a nutjob home. Oh, you poor man. Oh. You like those padded walls, boy? Alright. That's right. This room looks just as white to me as it does to everyone else. In the end, they declared me incapable of answering for my actions. Everything that had happened to me was real, a part of a reality incompatible with the rest of the world. So the doctors gave me a space for myself, a place where I could live in my own world. I am sad that I wasn't believed, but I know that it couldn't be helped. In this world, reality is what the majority says it is, and I had the misfortune to step outside of that box. The walls of my room are undeniably white. That, at least, I can be thankful for as I live out of the rest of my life here. I live out the rest of my life here, yeah. That's a long-ass bed, god damn! That's a long-ass bed! Everyone said that there was never any girl named Saya. Well, so be it. Saya probably was never part of their world. But why shouldn't I be able to hear Saya's voice here in my room? This is my world, after all. A continuation of the very real time that we spent together. How long did I wait with such thoughts floating through my mind? One night, I awoke to the sound of something crawling down the hallway. The sound would not normally have awoken me, but I must have had a premonition that night. Sleeping lighter than usual, I had waited for her arrival, and so I knew instantly that it was her. She did not answer, but I could feel her outside my door, struggling with some internal conflict. Why won't you let me hear your voice? After a long silence, something small slid through the narrow bars of my peephole. It was a cell phone. The screen already showing a notepad with freshly entered text. My voice will sound strange to you. I couldn't suppress a chuckle at Saya's uncharacteristic display of shyness. I don't care about that at all, I said, sending the phone back through the bars. I just want to hear you, see you. After a short pause, the phone returned to my side. Please, let me stay the Saya you remember. Okay. I started to suspect that it might be so. I am... In the hell my eyes had made of the world, Saya alone had looked normal. I'd thought that she was somehow unique. In truth, however, she had probably been a different kind of unique that I'd imagined. It wasn't that my senses had distorted her appearance, but that she had been so unusual as to seem normal to my twisted mind. Saya's true form was something other than what I had known. Now, however, I could see her as she really was. But Saya didn't want that, and it was not for me to question the workings of her heart. I just had to accept that girl's need to keep some things private. I tried to say something to you that day. Do you remember? I slid the phone back to her. I was hoping you'd forgotten. I smiled wryly as at the I can't speak today, god damn it. I smiled wryly at the text of the screen, wondering if she really thought me so heartless. How could I forget? No one was listening, but still, it would have been embarrassing to speak the rest out loud. So this time I typed it into the phone. GHIJKL MNO TUVDE WXY MNO TU. I slid the phone back through the slot. I could sense her trembling outside my door. I couldn't hear her or see her, but still I knew. Saya was crying. If it doesn't reveal itself to what that actually meant, I'll look it up later and I'll post it on the screen. I was ready, you know. Perhaps my words offered no comfort, spoken so late. Even so, I was ready. I had wanted to return to my old life, true, but I would have abandoned that wish for Saya. I know that I would have gone with her, hand in hand as far as we could, even to the most forbidden of places. Saya too must have known that I was prepared, and because she knew, she stopped me from saying those words. If I had spoken that oath, there would have been no going back. Sorry, I was a coward. Seeing the words on the screen, I shook my head. It's not your fault. If I hadn't hesitated, you would have found the courage. I was afraid of you, of how you were changing because of me. It's no one's fault. Saya couldn't bring herself to take everything from me, and I couldn't bring myself to give up everything for her. We were too weak to find happiness. What will you do now, Saya? I'll keep searching for my dad. You'll know how to send me back to where I came from. I see. You do want to go home, don't you? A short time passed with no words or messages exchanged. I wonder how many times in that brief silence yes and no changed places in her mind. Yeah. When the phone finally returned, the characters on the screen seemed strangely uncertain. Well, I hope you find her father. I'll do my best. The time had come for our parting. She had chosen her path, and I had given my blessing. There was nothing more to be said. If you change your mind, I'll always be here. You can come see me whenever you want. I will. Thank you. Goodbye, Fuminori. I read her final message and returned the phone to the other side. Bye, Saya. She gently slapped my door in response, and then I heard the sound of her sliding off down the hallway. And I was left alone in the silence of the night. I thought this would be an ending. How is this continuing? Excuse me? Ever since that day, I have been waiting. Perhaps Saya really did return to where she came from. Perhaps she is still wandering today, looking for her father. It must be hard. She must be lonely. When she can no longer stand being alone, she will surely return to me. I am the only one who will comfort her, and whisper sweet nothings in her ear. Oh. And so I wait. Dreaming of her face and her voice, I wait. Forever in my white world. Well, that was one of the endings. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Obviously, we'll come back next time for the continuation. So I hope you all stick around for that. If you did enjoy this video here, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there will be more of this next time. And there will be more Phoenix Wright. And yeah. See you all next time. Stick around. All right?
Until then, please, as a reminder, stay sinful, folks. Bye-bye.